Good afternoon, folks. This is Marius from mariuslandman.com and from the Twitter handle landm_Marius. Today, 13 July 2018 in Australia, and it's 12 July in the United States of America. Today, we're going to go through report number 49. This is the private and confidential algorithm analysis for premium members. In this report, I'm going to discuss the update on Bitcoin charts from the previous weeks. And we're going to look at the 6 vital indicators that still show that Bitcoin is in a humongous price reversal. It's slow, but it is happening. We're also going to look at the top 10 altcoins that you need to buy and make sure that you keep an eye on. We're going to look at the entry plan into Bitcoin if you are new to cryptos. We're also going to look at an exit plan if the market were to drop lower. And then we're going to look at the world stock markets and just have a general viewpoint about the world stock markets. So in this report, the market at the moment is looking like this. Bitcoin chart 13 July. You can see that this was the high of Bitcoin around $20,000. It came all the way down there. It went up, it went down again, it went up, and it went down again. And now we find ourselves here where Bitcoin is from 20,000 right down to $6,200, $6,300 a Bitcoin, which is a tremendous buying opportunity. If you look to the left-hand side of the chart here, you can see at this point here where Bitcoin was 6,200, it went up, it dropped down here, and at this point here, many people got into Bitcoin because from there onwards, it literally showed a good buying opportunity. And from this point onwards, Bitcoin went from 6,000 like rapidly within literally days went up to $20,000, and we were lucky enough to warn our subscribers and say, listen, the high is going to be 19,600. We recommend that you sell at that point. And many of our subscribers at that point sold at the high. We sold as well, and it came all the way down, and we were lucky enough to buy it right there where we rode the wave up again. We sold at that point again. You can look at our reports. Our reports are evidence that we have warned our subscribers to sell at the high point. We sold too, and we bought back at this low point here, which was around the $7,000 mark where we bought in, and we rode the wave up again to the 11,766. And I think it was in the report number probably 13 or 14 where we told our subscribers to sell at 11,600 or 11,770. So we sold there. We rode the market down, and yeah, we were the first in the world to call the low for Bitcoin at 6,500 range, and we bought back in. So that whole wave, guys, that we sold at the top, bought back at the low, sold at the top again, and bought back here at the low, we made over 400% in our model portfolio by literally selling high, buying low, selling high, buying low, and many of you guys were involved when we sold at 11,770 and where we bought back again at 6,500. Now let's take this for example. Let's say if you had $100,000 here and you buy in exactly, see there where my mouse is now, and you bought in there at 6,500. If you rode the wave upwards there, you would have made almost about 100% profit on your cryptos within the model portfolio. So that means that you would have $200,000 there. So let's say at 11,700 we sell, we double our money from 100 to 200,000, and we wait and wait and wait and buy back here at the low. So let's say if you buy back at the low on average now, and you take the 200,000 and you buy all your cryptos back there again, where the mouse is now, and you ride that wave to, I think it was 9663, and around this point is where we started selling our coins, and we literally took that 200,000 and made that almost into $350,000, which is in return around about 150%. But if you take into account what we've done here from the beginning of the year by selling high at that high point, buying low at these lower points, our portfolio in average is up over 400%. We have just now started to buy back again here, and we have sold. We keep on buying and selling at these levels. If you look at this chart here, this is the wake-off phase that we have been talking about, and within the charts you'll find that if you go and study wake-off phase, let me just make this full screen here. that Bitcoin is literally following almost exactly to the point this wake-off phase. And we are now here in phase C, where we are just starting to buy back now. And the market has just now on Wednesday and Thursday had a bit of a drop where it came down and almost tested the 5800 level again. But remember, guys, like I said in previous reports, we are going to have this up, down, exactly to the wake off. And look at that test there. See exactly where it says test. I'm not amazed that the market have literally dropped down. And we are going to see, now I initially thought that this drop would happen about Thursday, Friday, but it happened a little bit earlier. But don't be surprised, guys, when these little drops happen. The market is going to go up again, and we are going to have another drop at some point here. We are going to have these ups and downs, and we're going to head up to LPS, and we're going to head beyond SOS, LPS being your last support line. So we look at something similar to this, LPS, your H spot. So we do expect that on this level here, that the market will come down. It could even go and test that line there, go a little bit further down over this weekend. But eventually, guys, it's going to follow that blue line where it's going to go up. And then, as I said before, it's going to come down again and then go up again. So this purple line that I drew here, this is the line that you need to follow. If you look at the report here, you will see that Bitcoin is forming a beautiful reversal falling wedge, with that black line there being the line literally there where it goes up, down, we are there now, and we just due to break out. If you have a look at the advanced algorithm data, which is the data that I'm showing you on this right hand side where we say archive algorithm data, you can see that we are somewhere around this point here. Now this data comes from the last 9 years of data, which we overlay, we extrapolate all the high and low points, and we form a predictive analysis that can happen in the future. This archive algorithm data also includes the future analysis of data that we accumulate now, which is information such as sentiment, behavioral assessment. We take that, we overlay that, and we kick out a predictive analysis of the future trend of Bitcoin. And this is what we come out with. And we look at these high points, low points at certain time intervals. And right now, it is showing that we could have a potential spike upwards. This could be day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, 6, 7. And if Bitcoin goes up 100%, the other altcoins that I'm going to show you now could potentially go up 500, 600, 700%. And this is something that you just need to be aware of. So as we go down into number 2, the 6 vital factors for Bitcoin price reversal. Guys, I've said this over and over again. Okay, this one here indicates very clearly a bearish pennant that has turned bullish. And that was the turn that Bitcoin made at that reversal trend. This indicates the reversal trend. We've got a symmetrical triangle, we've got a falling wedge, which is one of the most amazing indicators, guys. And if you look at the falling wedge, we'll go into that shortly. We've also got here, where we are now, the wake off phase. We've also got the triple bottom here, guys, which is now basically completed. And then we've got this bull flag here on the right hand side. So go through these 6 indicators. They're well worth to have a look at. All these indicators are now verging together. And this is why I say when we have a sell-off of 300-400 points in Bitcoin, don't get scared, don't run away, don't get annoyed, don't get flustered. Have a cool mind, be calm, and just look objectively at the facts right in front of your eyes. The facts don't lie. The facts are there, guys. And I get goosebumps just telling you this, because what is going to come next is that Bitcoin is going to break out exactly like this old algorithm archive data, guys. We spend hours and hours working at this data. And I tell you now, once we get here to our target, the 7800 target, it's going to fluster around that area there to break out. But once it breaks out there, you can see there's the fluster area perhaps there. It could be a slow move upwards. But I tell you now, we are on the verge, guys, to break out. I do not believe that Bitcoin is going to go to $3,000. I just don't see that. Yes, it could perhaps come down and test the 5.8 again, but for that reason, we have an exit plan for you to protect your assets, to protect your capital. But after any drop, I tell you now, it's gonna go up, guys, and I would rather stay in the market because at any given time, the market could go up 600, 700, 800 points in hours. And if you're out of the market, you miss that. And that is why I say when you look at the exit plan, you don't sell all your Bitcoin. You sell it in stages, but you still keep your feet, your toes in Bitcoin. Now, if you look at this, guys, this is a very clear example of a falling wedge. A falling wedge is a bullish pattern, as you can see here where my mouse is now. So the market came all the way down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and there at F, it's just about now to break out. And that is why I say, guys, that little line there is going to go up to 7800, exactly what we put in our graph here. We've always been saying that, and we're not changing our stance on that. Nothing has changed. One thing that you have to remember is that last weekend we made a statement and we said, I do not want to rule out some sort of attack on Bitcoin and cryptos in general, because the mainstream media, Buffett, Goldman Sachs, whoever they are, the banksters, they are too quiet for my liking. And guess what happened? Suddenly this week, if you look at the mainstream media, let's have a look at this guy, for example. If you look, many of you would probably know this guy. He's Agustin Carstens, the governor of Bank of Mexico. You can see how puffed up he is with all the bull that's in his neck. These guys just talk garbage day in and day out, and they puffed up with all this garbage in their heads. Now, this guy made a statement here in June, 25 June. My message to young people: stop trying to create money. And I mean, these guys are just complete idiots. What else do they think? You know, what else do they think is the fiat money? This guy said this. The establishment economist continued and said, it's a fallacy to think money can be created from nothing. Glance back into the past and you will see that creating gold or money from nothing has been a regular obsession. It never worked. So my message to young people would be, stop trying to create money. So my question to you, hey, Augustine, what are dollars? What are euros? What are they created from? You guys, fat, lazy banksters who drink and smoke cigars, sit there in your offices and you puff yourself up and tell yourself that fiat currencies are the only way to go. Let me tell you this, we the people are not backing away. We are going to make cryptos work. You can do whatever you want. You will not get rid of cryptocurrencies, neither Bitcoin. So just deal with it, my friend. And here in another article, something that just came across my desk, which was about 3 hours ago, the mainstream media claims that Bitcoin burns more energy than Ireland. My gosh, you know, this is the most stupid comment that I have ever heard, that Bitcoin burns more energy than the entire Ireland. I mean, come on, this is stupid. As a matter of fact, guys, we actually went and studied this. This same article on mainstream media came out exactly at the same time. First, it was mentioned on MSNBC, a few minutes later on Fox News, a few minutes later on CBS, and then on CNN, with exactly the same script. Who gave you guys the script? Tell us. Is it Warren Buffett? Is it Goldman Sachs? Who gave you that? Who gave you the script? Okay, this is induced manipulation. You look further in this, where it says Indian Central Bank responds about crypto restrictions. So the Indian government now want to restrict the Indian population from using cryptocurrencies. Guys, this just won't happen. I tell you now, the mainstream media and the banksters are working together to discredit cryptocurrencies. Why? Because they want to allow the banks to set up their exchanges, give them enough time to set up all the financial assets, all the infrastructure, so that they can in the future manipulate and, more important, just be in charge of cryptocurrencies. So I tell you now, guys, that this is not going to work out well for the big banksters. You will definitely make money out of cryptocurrencies. And then we ask ourselves, why is the price breaking down further like what it should? It's because of the mainstream media, the hackers, the supposed hackers. I'm starting to wonder, these hackers, who are paying them? Where are they getting their funding from? You know, we have to wonder. But I tell you what, guys, at some point, if you look at all those indicators that are showing you now here, you know, it's literally impossible for cryptocurrencies to have all these vital, valid, objective, and quantifiable indicators and not come to a point where it literally just breaks out like what we see here in a falling wedge. You cannot restrict Bitcoin any longer. You know, to make another down year, yes, if it does, it's just more valid information that these bankers are trying to bring the price of Bitcoin down. But they can't do it forever, because every single time that when Bitcoin drops, people are coming and buying it. You know, if it drops further at 5,800, people will buy it. We've got multi-millionaire investors that have given us clear instructions. If Bitcoin comes down to $6,000, you spend all my money and buy all the Bitcoin that you can lay your hands on. Guys, if we are one of those fund managers, then I tell you now, there are hundreds of other fund managers that are exactly the same. The price will simply not stay there. The price is going to break out, and eventually it's going to follow that path. Algorithm data over the past years, if you amalgamate all the data, the probability is 8 out of 10 that we are going to break out upwards, and we are going to take out this all-time high. I've been saying that over and over again, and I tell you what, guys, you want to be in the market when that vital break upwards happens. Yes, the market can be slow for the next 2 or 3 weeks, but the trend is upwards. The trend is upwards. So let's have a look at this a little bit further. So I've shown you the falling wedge. I've also gone into the wake-up phase with you. That's one of the most amazing indicators, guys, that we are in a bullish scenario going up. The top 10 altcoins that you need to buy or definitely look at, keep an eye on, is definitely Digibyte. Since we've recommended that 4 weeks ago, it's up over 70%. And in our model portfolio, it's pushed us to 420, 440% around that. Because we simply, what we do, we move between Bitcoin, Litecoin, and we move our money the whole time. And this is something that you need to do as well. When you see coins that are going up faster and higher, you need to shift your money to those coins that are moving fast. There's simply a click of a button, sell, buy. It's not difficult to do, guys, so you need to shift your money over. So we are looking at Ethereum, we're looking at Tron, Qtum, we're also looking at Omisigo. Omisigo has just now been listed also on the BTC markets in Australia, which is a big thing. And don't discount BTC markets, sorry, OMG. You can see that it's also forming a falling wedge. I've put that in. And what happens at the end of the falling wedge is just breaks out upwards enormously high. I've also got BAT in there, Redcoin, Veritasium. Nothing wrong with Veritasium. We've got Tether in there, and then obviously Digibyte. So when we get to the safe zone entry and the safe zone exit plans, now first of all, guys, what you need to understand from the safe zone entry plan, the entry plan is not correlated to the exit plan. So there are two different entities. It should be used to new capital wanting to enter Bitcoin and cryptos. This is for new capital that you are going to enter, and this is a safe zone to enter. It's not to say that we say the safe zone is 6-7 that you need to abide by that. This is just a recommendation. As a matter of fact, at this moment now, you can start buying Bitcoin at 62, 63. Start buying about 10%. Get your feet slowly in the market. And then these are the safe zone recommendations that we say that you can buy. And obviously, as I say, remember this, I'm saying that you can go slower into the market. Okay, so you can see now the market is now 6241. It's not a bad idea to enter the market with a small percentage if you do want to get into Bitcoin for the first time. You can literally perhaps just wait a little bit till you see an uptick and where it goes up, or you can wait and see if it's going to take out this low there, which was 6.1. So it's really up to you to decide on that. It's just a recommendation. But the main important point here, guys, is that you need to ladder in your buys. You spend 10%, another 10%, then you consider 20%, but you always leave 10% in cash for the time that Bitcoin drops a little bit lower. And you can see that we've got Bitcoin here, we've got Litecoin as well. Those are the safe entry points. Now, number 5, the safe zone exit point. We continue with the July 6 numbers. Now again, guys, this exit plan is not correlated to the entry plan. These are two different entities. It is used for investors who would like to preserve their capital. It is intended to preserve portfolios, and the investor could sell and exit but could enter again at a later stage when the market appears favorable or is proven to be in an uptrend. The intent is not to sell low and buy high. Okay, and the investor could sell and exit at a high point but enter again at a lower point. The main purpose would be to protect long-term investments. And here we follow that strategy. For myself, I've sold at 6418. I sold at 6398. So I've got around about 30% of my portfolio sitting in cash, and I'm waiting for a good opportunity to buy. And I'm probably going to buy at 6261. Therefore, I increase the amount of Bitcoin that I have. So the safe zone entry plan buy, assuming you have 100,000, 50,000, 1,000, 10,000, doesn't matter. Okay, we work it out in percentages. So in summary, our targets have not changed. We remain cautious but optimistic. We stay alert. Okay, a break upwards will confirm the buy entry points. Now, the world stock markets, last point, number 6. Nothing in our data and viewpoint of the world stock markets have changed. It's all the same. However, whether the world stock markets go up or whether they go down, it's not going to influence Bitcoin very much. But we do see that a lot of money from the world stock markets are entering Bitcoin at a very slow rate, but they are coming in. In essence, all indicators points to a drop in the Dow Jones. But because of the Federal Reserve propping up the markets, it's probably going to stay where it is and perhaps go a little bit higher. So again, the clown hat this week goes to the Fed for propping up the stock market. Well done, Federal Reserve of America. How long can you guys keep on doing it? It's not going to work forever. So again, folks, just make sure we as premium members go to the website and follow us on Telegram as well. Look, guys, I can personally see good things happening in Bitcoin. I'm not scared. I'm not flustered. I can see that we're going to go upwards, and eventually we are going to go and break out that line. It's a matter of time before that happens. So for the time being, what we are doing, we are just cautious. We are optimistic and take into account the exit plan if the market were to drop. In all honesty, we see upside, and this indicator is showing us that we're going to go up. Our advanced algorithm data says exactly the same. We are waiting for that break, and that break, sure as heck, guys, it's going to happen at some point. Just be patient. Good luck. Talk to you guys soon.